All right, welcome everyone. Today I have the beautiful Rafaele Désiré here with me. She is the author of the new book Paradise Bound, available on Amazon and Barnes and Noble as well. Thank you so much for coming in with us today,
Thank
Rafaele.
you for having me.
Would you be okay with if I ask you a couple questions for this
Yes,
interview?
please. Yeah.
Fantastic. We're all wondering, who the person behind the pages are. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am, Rafaële Désiré Brooks. I am French, Caribbean, from Martinique.
Oh, and where is Martinique actually?
Martinique is an island in the Caribbean,
Like
French island.
oh,
Yeah.
like with Jamaica and
Right, a
Guadeloupe.
little bit south of Jamaica. It's
Oh,
like the sister island to Guadeloupe.
oh, very very nice.
Yes.
Okay. And you have any siblings? What's your family
My
like?
whole family lives in Martinique. Yes, and I've been in the state for 25 years.
Wow, very
Mhm.
nice. Okay. Well, what were you like at school, like growing
At school.
up?
I like to have fun. When I was growing up at school, high school, I was a serious student.
Right.
Besides that, I love to go out and have fun with my friends. So I was, I like to party.
So
Yeah.
you were social. So you were also
Very
social.
social, yeah.
Oh,
I
very
became
nice.
more serious later, but I was
Uh,
very social
of
in high
course, of
school.
course. I can no, don't even
It was
worry
a lot
about.
of fun growing up in Martinique.
That's fantastic. By the beach, huh? That must have
Yes,
been
exactly,
beautiful.
yeah.
And then, in your book here, you're talking about beaches in Los Angeles. So
Yes,
you
because it's something that always stays with you. Martinique is a beautiful, very small island, but it has a very special charm, and this is something that stays with you wherever you live. It's what I believe.
wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, uh, why writing? Why did you choose to be a
Writing,
writer?
I think I don't know why writing. I think writing chooses you some kind of way. I always wanted to write. I love reading.
Yes.
I love reading, and I think because I loved reading so much, I wanted to write. It just becomes like something natural. So I was like always reading. When I was a kid, it was my favorite, activity was reading, and it became natural to just want to express yourself also.
So as a child, you knew that you wanted to be a writer.
Yeah, I wanted to be a writer as a child, and it changed after. I wanted to be a writer, but I just went to when I went to school, I went to a scientific, high school, and then after that, I was not sure if I was creative enough. So it took me some time to get back into writing. After that, I decided to just go into something scientific. I became a dentist, an orthodontist, and but writing was always like something I knew I had to do, I wanted to do.
Oh
So
wow.
I'm so happy now that I'm actually, writing and publishing, my first novel.
That's fantastic. And we all understand that writing is not an easy task, but it's also significantly more difficult when you're not writing in your native language.
Well, yeah, that is true. I've been in LA in the States for a long time, but yes, it is not writing in your second language is not easy, and actually there was a lot of rewriting.
Well, what made you decide to write the book in English as opposed to French?
Well, I started in French. The book was in French. I started to write the first 60 pages. And then because I was in LA, I wanted some feedback, and I was taking writing workshops, and, I wanted to. So I just, I decided to, my teacher, my writing teacher just suggested that I write in English. And it was actually a liberation, some kind of way, because when I was writing in French, because my mom is a French literature teacher, I felt like there was always some kind of judgment. I was judging what I was writing. And when I started in English, it just like was some kind of freedom suddenly.
It just flowed, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So it became like almost like a download of the story. The characters started to take over and write themselves. So that was a great experience.
That's how you know it was meant to be.
Yes.
Well, now that you've published your first novel, congratulations on
Thank you
that,
so
by the
much.
way.
Yes.
What would you say your ambitions are for your writing career? Can we expect more of you?
Yes, definitely. I'm actually writing already my second, actually novel. It's going to be a graphic novel.
Oh.
It's like a little bit different story. It's like more for young adults. Very excited about that. This came also as a, you know, just as a download, you know, just talking with my daughter one day, but and also writing another romantic comedy. So this is, you know, this is the next project, the third project.
Well, that's fantastic. You know, what would you say your inspiration comes from? Like with other writers, did you take maybe you know, some of the feeling of their writing, or would you say that it's just your own? Like who inspires you?
As a writer,
Yes.
I really like Elizabeth Gilbert. You know, I think that she writes from a point of authenticity. I think she's very authentic, and this is something that appealed to me. You know, I like inspirational fiction. You know, and I think my book has a little bit of that. You know, it's a romantic novel, but it's also fully inspirational.
Very hopeful. It's very, very hopeful. You know, I was about to say, with the character Natalie, you know, she looks like she's going through quite a bit of internal struggle in there.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
What would you say is so special about Natalie? Like what really, you know, solidified her character in your mind for all these years?
Yeah.
Like
Natalie is she's a very caring, you know, compassionate doctor. She has been, you know, working in a hospital. She's just finishing her internship, and she's very overwhelmed. You know, she has so much compassion for her patients that each time somebody dies, she feels like it's some kind of way she felt. And that's starting to just really weigh on her, and just she is so tired and overwhelmed. She has to take that vacation, and when she takes that vacation, she just like meets people who are living their dreams, you know, people who are like actually artists, and actually having fun, actually just being themselves too. And she realizes that somewhere, even though she's really dedicated to what she does, she never really you know, live for herself, you know. And she just started to wonder, she started to just like get some kind of passion for art, and she started to wonder if you know, she had chosen, if the life she's chosen, if it's the life for her.
Right. Yeah. You know, a lot of people can relate to that, because right now they might be going through some struggles deciding whether or not what they're doing with their lives is what they really should be doing.
And it's also a love story. So she found herself, you know, torn between, it's like a little bit of love triangle, or maybe love quadrangle.
Yeah, tell me about these men that you've talked about. Did you have a preference for any of these guys while writing?
Well, I had a preference, and then actually I felt like the story was writing itself. So he went in a different direction. I had an idea at the beginning, but he went to to its own direction, some kind of way. So, you know, there was the writing, the end was different from what I thought it would be.
I see. Well, I mean, then how do you think that you've evolved creatively? You know, from beginning years ago, what would you tell yourself, like your present self? What would you tell your past self
about writing?
Yes.
I would just keep encouraging myself. You know, I would just say, okay, you know, yes, there's an end to that, you know, long road. Right. You know, keep writing, you know. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, how do you think you've evolved personally, like creatively? Like
how do I, you know, I mean, creatively, I'm not only writing, I also like to paint. You know, so for me it's really more and more important to express myself in an artistic way. So I mean, I would like actually to spend more and more time writing, and you know, and expressing myself this way, also with painting. You know.
So basically, you just have more and more that you want to create.
That's right.
Over time.
That's right. I love to have, like, you know, a lot, you know, of time to just do that.
Well, how often did you say you were writing back when you were?
When I was actively writing, it was like at least 2 hours a day.
Wow.
You know, until the story just kind of was finished, and after that it was like spurts, you know, of like you know, rewriting. So I rewrote that story for at least 16, 17 times.
Which part would you say was the most difficult to write?
The beginning, probably, because I started the story. I started at a certain point, and then I just realized that I had to write down a backstory for the characters, and that was harder. So actually, the beginning, I wrote the beginning after I finished the book.
Wow.
Yeah, the book was starting in Los Angeles first, and I had to write the beginning in Paris.
Well, I guess I'm going to wrap this up by saying, what kind of advice would you give to new writers,
Well, I would say at the beginning, just write your first draft. Let it, don't judge it, just let it go, let it flow, because writing is rewriting. So, once you have the story, then you can go back. But, I wouldn't, some people do, just like write a first chapter forever and then a second chapter until it's great. My technique, and everybody does whatever they want. But for me, I think that it's good to let it flow. I just don't judge it at the beginning. Just don't judge it. So you can avoid like this more like blockage.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you
Thank
very much, Rafaële Désiré.
Right.
Once again, her book is Paradise Bound. It is available on Amazon and on Barnes & Noble. It is available everywhere, guys. Just check it out. You will not be disappointed. Thank you so much again, Rafaële, for coming in today with us. Have a great one.